may call me the walking IMDb. I know everyone and how they're connected.
You may have read my name in the press, but you'll be impressed when that camera's rolling.
Good morning, Trojans. I'm Pilarly.
I'm Marlise Duncan, and welcome to another episode of In the AM with PM. So, let's get straight into our trending topics.
Take it away.
Yes, J Balvin. If you haven't heard or seen his latest music video for his song Pera, which is female dog in Spanish.
And in English, we have a not so nice other word that starts with a B, rhymes with witch.
Which, exactly
And it's not bewitch.
Right. But if you haven't seen this music video, it's a little dicey, a little,
Just to say the least, yeah.
right, a little controversial, and here's why. In the music video, the dark-skinned people are dressed as dogs.
Yeah, there's this really animalistic, almost grotesque, dog-like prosthetics that they put on the people. They also have little ears and also tails.
Right.
But the rest of their bodies are human, so it's giving a weird werewolf-y kind of hybrid situation.
Exactly, hybrid is what comes to mind when I first saw it. Time and time again in media, we see that darker-skinned folks are portrayed as animalistic.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's very apparent.
It's very apparent. And what I'm wondering is why, as a creative in 2021, would you do this? This was more than just J Balvin doing this. There was a whole team that said, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Right.
I'm literally so confused because we have had so many discussions about the representation of Black people in general, yet you're gonna go ahead and do this. It doesn't sit right with me at all.
It's this othering of Black people and dark-skinned people specifically in the music video, because we have J Balvin and we have Tokischa, which is also featured in the music video. They are both lighter in complexion, and throughout it they're dancing, they're having a good time, but then you pan over to different shots where you're seeing these darker skinned folks on all fours with tails, and we see this extreme divide of how we see darker skinned people represented in the music video versus lighter skinned.
Yes, and this is an issue we see almost everywhere, this issue of colorism, in which, you know, the lighter skinned people are presented as more dainty, feminine kind of vibe, but then you have the darker skinned people represented as more masculine, rough, to the ground kind of thing. And it's just, again, so mind-boggling, perplexing, upsetting that we can't seem to escape this narrative in any space ever.
Right. And while we have Tokischa, who is Afro-Latina, I think that we have many other people that have given such better representation in those media spaces. We have like Amara La Negra, who is a dark-skinned Afro-Latina woman who isn't afraid to say what she needs to, and she uplifts her community in any aspect, anytime she has the opportunity to.
Exactly. She goes on and on about how, you know, growing up, her mother told her, you're going to have to work twice as hard to get half the distance. But she did that. She's like, you know what? Now I'm here. I made it here. I'm going to use my platform to uplift those who look like me, to uplift those who are constantly silenced time and time again, so that we can finally escape this narrative. And another issue that was within the music video was that, you know what they decided to feed the human dog hybrids?
What?
Fruit Loops and fried chicken.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if y'all know this, but a constant trope that we see time and time again is that, you know, Black people love them some fried chicken. Love, love, love it. Cannot get away from it. For the most part, that seems to be an American trope.
Exactly. It's insane to think around the world, doesn't matter where you come from, there are these stereotypes that link Blackness to certain things like fried chicken. And it doesn't matter where you come from, there is this distinct negative stereotype that is linked with American Blackness.
Exactly, but every once in a while we do get some good representation of American Blackness. especially through the presentation of the Divine Nine in certain spaces.
Yes.
So I don't know if y'all know who the Divine Nine are, but it is the Black Greek organization that we see in universities and campuses across the nation. And most recently, on the new episode of Insecure Season 5, she's back, we're excited. We see Amanda Seales' character, Tiffany, dressed as an AKA because she is an AKA on the show. So she has the pink and green, which is associated with the AKAs, and the emblem. So we would love to talk about this conversation, and we will be, but Marlise and I are not a part of the Greek Live, so we have our lovely, lovely editor, Sydney Charles, here to talk more about it.
Hi guys, nice to see you all again.
Hello, Sydney.
Hello. So I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Spring 18 Lambda Sigma over at UC Irvine. So I think that when it comes to representation, right, everyone wants to be represented fairly and accurately. And in the case of Insecure, I don't think it was the issue of using. I think it was the issue of the non-asking, the issue of the non-creditation and the non-clearance by the overall sorority. I think that was the major issue here.
And how do you see the Divine Nine normally represented in popular culture? I know, for example, one show that decided to use the actual name and colors of the fraternity was This Is Us. They had Teen Randall join Omega Sci-Fi, and he did a whole step routine. So how do we normally see them represented?
That's a great mention. And then also there's like, Burning Sands, and then there's also Stepsisters. There's been times where the media has referenced the Divine Nine, and we know who they're talking about, and we know exactly, what the implications are. In that case, for the This Is Us, I think it was probably just another issue of clearance. I think that obviously with Insecure, the whole reason why everything was started was, she's not, she's wearing the colors and she didn't even ask. So I think it's just the same thing.
Right. Now I have to ask, what are your hopes for the future in terms of representation for the Divine Nine and for the AKA sorority in general?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really think that I would love to see them all over everywhere. TikTok, a lot of the fraternity brothers have been taking TikTok by storm, and I love to see it. I just love to see everyone noticing who the Divine is, what we are, what we sound like, how we dance, and things of that nature. So I love it. More representation.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Speaking of representation, I know something that I love to do is shop Black-owned businesses and wear Black-owned businesses. So I think it's time that we head over to the green screen for What's the Fit, Bish? So Marlise, what's the Fit, Bish?
Yes. Okay, so today I wanted to feel like a Barbie. For some reason, I feel like the fro was giving Black Barbie. So I went with a little pink ensemble, paired it with these little sunnies.
One thing about Marlise, she gonna rock a sunny. She gonna rock a sunny.
And then my phone case just felt like it just worked today. And then I got my bell bottoms that my mom frayed herself because I'm a little too tall for my own jeans. And then I got some ankle boots to pair. Now, Pilar, what's the fit, bish?
So as I mentioned, over here in the House of Pilar, we love to represent our very own lovely Black businesses, Black creatives.
Yes.
So I'm wearing Victoria the brand. This is the Yasmin shirt in tan designed by my bestie, my for lifer, Tori Hardy. And I was like, I have to make this fun and flirty. So we paired it with the Adidas little tulle skirt that I'm literally obsessed with. And again, going back to the Black creatives, we got the Ivy Parks. Yeah. We got the Ivy Parks today. I had to do it to them. The Adidas, it was there. I had to do it.
Had to.
And you know what else I'm going to have to do?
What?
Bring on our lovely guest for today, Jeffo.
Hey.
Giving Dress to Impress. So,
Yes.
what's the fit, bish?
What's the fit? Well, from mask to the shoe, we giving blue on blue on blue on blue.
Okay, baby
I
blue.
too
We love
gotta
her.
rock the Black-owned brands and support Telfeezy. Deep in my bag.
Yeah.
So we've come thrifted, we've come Telfar, we've got our Nike, we got our big brands,
Yeah.
and bring it all together for a good fit.
I'm obsessed. So now I think it's time we head back over to the couch so that we can get into our conversation with our guest. Okay, so again, we look good. I don't think there's ever been a day that we've been caught lacking. But now we need to hear about you, Jeffta. Take it away.
Yeah, so my name's Jephthah, and I am the editor-in-chief and creative director for PM Magazine, which is an independently run publication that I started last year.
Sweet. Let's take a
Just
look.
show y'all a little some of the.
Ooh, I know y'all see that packaging.
Okay.
I know y'all see the packaging.
We start from the bottom up and we give it to them. So, yeah, this is really my baby. It took just months of hard work and lots of love, lots of collaboration with amazing, beautiful artists to create this magazine. But really, our aim is to create an alternate universe of pop culture, one where the voices and perspectives that are sidelined in mainstream media are just put front and center, you know what I mean? We really aim to highlight working class voices, highlight queer voices, black folks, indigenous folks, and queer and trans folks, among all other else, but, you know, bring some priority to those disenfranchised voices that really often shape the trends that we see at the forefront of media. And, you know, you guys talked earlier about different forms of representation and misrepresentation, and I feel like us being in control of our stories is really why we do this. So PUM stands for proud of everything we make, and it's a movement to, you know, challenge people to create fearlessly and to show that there's no limit for us.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. You just blew me away. I'm definitely getting a copy.
Thank
But
you.
so what would you say the aesthetic and overall vibe of PUM is?
Yeah, the aesthetic is very futuristic, interstellar.
Yes.
We want to be disruptive, you know. I want you to look at this magazine on the stand and say, I want to pick that up. We don't want to just be super drab and kind of uniform. We want to really stand out with our colors and highlight things in different ways. I wanted to remind people that holding something in your hands can be exciting.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that, right?
And I love that you said, like, you know, she's interstellar. She gives galactic. So even though she is out of this world, what planet would you say she's from?
You know, I would give her Neptune. Very, you know, very dreamy, very, you know,
I was about to say, there's like an
intuitive,
airy lightness.
Right.
She's moving. She's breathable.
Exactly
Right.
that. And that's not just because I'm a Pisces. Giving
Come
water.
on,
Okay,
come on.
Pisces.
Flow, you know? Yeah, I would say Neptune.
What inspired you to start PUM?
Yeah, so I really started working on this project last summer when a hell of a lot of stuff was going on around here at USC, around the country, around the world. But really for me, it was my relationship with USC and doing activism here that kind of felt fruitless, and I felt defeated at a certain point, you know, and I didn't know what to do with myself anymore because there was this important conversation that I knew I had to be a part of. Even when I got exhausted, I just felt like I couldn't sit down and do nothing. But when I felt like I wasn't able to make the changes that I wanted to see or even help, you know, put a drop in the bucket, even when I could talk to important people, I started to come back into myself and say, how can I nurture my own self while still serving this greater movement, while still being a community servant? And I wanted to come back to what I know always fuels me, which is art. And at that time, you know, so many black artists were creating really powerful works of art, really innovative and just special pieces that resonated with me, and I felt like needed to be seen on a different platform, you know, not just people's direct audiences on Instagram. I wanted to highlight that, so I started to scout people and bring them together, starting with just friends, but then word of mouth helped spread that around for me to meet other people and get to talk to other people. I really made an effort to, you know, go for all different types of perspectives at this time, and it began as something really small, but eventually after seeing the way people just reached out to me and wanted to help, I realized that it could be so much more. And so it went from this like little art project I'll just share with some of my friends to something I wanted to distribute and circulate and continue to expand, and now I'm connected to it, and I know I'll be working on it for the rest of my life.
Can you talk to us, tell us a little bit about CreX? I know that you're on the board of that.
Yeah.
So can we talk about the black creatives that we also see on the USC campus?
Yeah, so creative experience is super near and dear to my heart. It's the creative arm under the Black Students Assembly, and really I've been a part of it for 4 years now, but I've been running it for 2. I ran it last year while I was off school, and now I get to come back in person and see how it's going. But it's it's just a really special space on campus for me. Like I said, in a lot of ways, I don't think I fit in many spaces on campus, but to have this place where the creatives are coming together, and creative people often have a different outlook on life, one that knows things aren't always definite, I think that always brings me comfort. So to kind of get to lead this space, which started out as just an exhibition and really wasn't what we think of as a club until the past maybe 3 or 4 years, to now where it's really solidifying as something with weekly meetings and different types of programming, and all behind Gear Fest, the big music festival we do in the spring. It's been my anchor in this hectic school year where we're now back in person and I've taken so much time off. Like, it's really nice to have this community to constantly come back to, and we're expanding now, and I'm so proud to see how it's grown and how people still need it, and we have this value for it, and it's only getting better.
I love that so much.
I'm obsessed. Oh, literally, we have such a beautiful speaker. Like, I cannot. This guest is
So
serving. I mean, the hair, everything.
Right.
But just a little fun question.
Fun.
This is gonna be deep, life changing.
Okay.
Who was your dream interview or collaborator?
Ooh, Frank Ocean.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fresh off a new birthday. I was just thinking yesterday, he's like the modern day Stevie Wonder. He is my creative father, although I'd rather he be my creative, man. But he definitely inspired me musically, but even aesthetically, like, I think just him being so out there and so unique in the way that he approaches things, and unabashedly Frank Ocean, I would love to get to pick his brain and find out what makes him do what he does.
Right?
I think it'd be fun if we played a little game. And this game is called Your Ultimate. So how Your Ultimate works is that I'm gonna give us a cute little event and we're gonna draw our ultimate fit for it. So for today, I'm gonna make sure we all have our little coordinating colors. For today, our event is the Met Gala, but the theme for this year's Met Gala is Planet Her.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a little bit of time. We get to draw them out, and then we're gonna show you, our lovely, lovely audience, what our ultimate fits would look like. So let's get to drawing. Also, shout out, I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist in any way, shape, or form. Like, my brother got those genes, so my outfit's gonna look a little. She's gonna be cute. I'm gonna explain it well. That's the thing. She's gonna be explained very, very
We
well.
gonna put this drawing hand to work, y'all.
Okay, who wants to go first? Should we go best to worst? Meaning that we end with mine.
Let's give it to our guest.
Best
Yes,
fit.
our guest.
Guests.
Best
So-
fit.
I'm coming with a little cloud crop top moment, okay, for some midriff action, as I'm wont to do, and a little, I don't know what you'd call these pants, but kind of like those, like, I think of like Jasmine and Aladdin.
Okay,
So the cloud would be
cute.
giving like white, baby blue. We have like little silver stringy things, and then these would have like, multicolored pastel like stringy things. Then some big old wedges with an extra high platform. Thinking like some metallic with some clear space. Hair done real big, okay? And then like behind me will be like silver streamers just like attached to my shade that will just flow behind me. And then a little baby bag, as we said.
I love
it.
I love.
Okay, on to mine. Yes. So I have the fro going on here with a sort of like headband kind of moment where it'd be like very headdressy sunbeams coming out from the fro.
It's giving a Mons Met Gala look this past year.
Yes, like
Okay.
that. It would definitely inspire the look. I also went with a little cloud moment on the shoulders here.
Come on.
And then I don't know if I imagine this being white or if I imagine it being yellow, like Lupita's dress that was worn a few years ago, but that with some like really nice beading down here and the torso and the waist, and then it'd be really fitted. At the bottom we have more of that cloud action, but there'd be more beading here to represent the sun and the moon. And then I've got a little star supernova shaped bag that I'd carry around.
I'm obsessed with her. So, this is mine. So I was giving the girlies seaweed. I think I really took having a green Sharpie to a different level. So what I was thinking, we have this very like dramatic kind of sharp, I want it to look kind of like a shark fin kind of moment. So it's like, I'm aggressive. And then she has this really like wavy, textured kind of moment where it would be like, I'm thinking like a gray to green. I don't know how that would work, but like in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. They would have a green sleeve, just a long one. But then this one's a little more fun. It has like a little kind of bell-bottomy flare, but it has like seaweed like tassels.
Giving.
So it's like seaweed, so that it'd be like
Under the seat
For the
moment.
drama.
exactly. And then for like it'd be like a headband kind of action, and then it would have like seaweed that are like jewels. So it'd be like, oh, I'm posing. Then it's like you might get like a little flowing moment.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, there's also like more seaweed looking thing. I think it's like would be a train, but like seaweed, but like seaweed. And then also the straps, they like go up your legs, also seaweed looking. And then you know how I think there's some brands that'll put like their logo or something in the heel. I want that, but make it seaweed, and it's just yes, YSL. That's what I was thinking. And then it would be a platform moment. So yeah, she's really giving seaweed. And then this little section right here would be, what would it be? It would be kind of like mesh fishnet kind of vibe.
Got you.
Because it's like I'm the catch of the night.
Period.
Catch of the
And
night.
I'm giving the water world of planet her, very much so.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So, speaking of these looks, I think looks are paired with music.
Oh yeah. You know, getting dressed in this, you know, we're gonna be listening to bangers, getting ready.
Exactly. So, I have to ask, what is our song of the day?
Our song of the day would have to be Tick Tick by Dua Saleh, Sudanese poet turned musician. They're really great, and the song is a very, they actually speak in a lot of Portuguese in the song, and it's giving like grungy party bumping, but I don't know, Afro-Latina flair, I love it. Super exciting.
Very full circle moment with
No, very much. The topic of the day seems to be Afro-Latina representation, and I'm so here for it.
Exactly. Now we can wrap it up with a quote from our favorite Afro-Latina.
One of our favorites.
One of our
Afro-Latina.
favorites. I'm a little impartial because of the fro. Our quote of the day is from Amara La Negra, and she says, "My advice, be proud of who you are, be proud of the skin you're in. You're one in a million. There's no other you. And you gotta embrace that ish and rock out. Don't try to fit in."
Never, never, because that's how a hot girl do it.
Right?
Another thing we gotta do, end the show. But thank y'all so much. Thank you to our very lovely, amazing special guest.
Yay.
And that's our show.
We'll see you next week.